Dear colleagues, today I would like to come up with the presentation of the project, which is called the International Center for Corporate Training. To our mind, the project has excellent chances to succeed and contains potential to grow and expand its activity and obtain sustainable advantage. In the first slide, we would like to present the idea of legal organization of the company. Due to the minimal administrative and bureaucratic involvement, the center will be characterized as a mobile and efficient form of corporate organization, which then leads to effective work and flexibility. We realize that the center will benefit a lot if organized within a bigger and reputable educational institution. Therefore, we would like to suggest that the center might be a part of the Antalya Bilim University as a department, branch, or external educational structure under the roof of the university. We're totally convinced that the university itself can benefit from it as far as the center can potentially provide some educational services for the university. The workforce of the center will contain board of directors, including CEO and CAO, and instructors who will deal with delivering educational services. Again, we would like to emphasize that, due to its simple form of organization and minimal bureaucratic involvement, the center benefits a lot, bringing certain efficiency and flexibility to its activity. Now let me demonstrate the management structure of the center. The board of directors contains two executive managers, which are CEO, the Chief Executive Officer, and the CAO, which stands for Chief Academic Officer. Both of the officers have different functions, however, it is highly recommended that the managers work in a close connection and form a sound partnership. It is also possible that the functions may cross, and with a certain level of support from one another, the center will have bigger chances for effective workflow. We're here to emphasize that even if the functions might cross, we still insist that they have to be two managers, as far as they are occupied with their own duties and responsibilities. One of the key aspects of the organization will be accurate delegating functions to appropriate doer of the action. Now it is high time to have a look at the basic functions of the management board. Starting with the Chief Executive Officer, CEO, or the Business Director, we think that this manager will handle administrative part of work, including daily functions control and supervision. If organized properly, this duty is time efficient and does not require active day-to-day involvement. Perhaps the key activity here is business development, as it includes contacts, negotiations, making proposals, pricing, etc. CEO will also be responsible for signing contracts and legal papers, as this is going to be the person with the right for making final decision. Financial control will also be a part of the CEO's activity as a function of monitoring financial and business sustainability. The key qualities of a possible candidate for the following position will define administrative and communication skills, together with certain talent for organizing corporate activity and daily workflow. Responsibility, reliability, and flexibility are also among the characteristics of the most appropriate personality for the role. Chief Academic Officer, CAO, or Academic Director, will deal with mainly academic part of the center's activity. However, cross-functional character is also playing an important role. Academic director will be responsible for organizing tuition in classrooms, at the center or outside, enrollment and placement students with the right class according to the level and program. Testing students and evaluating results are also the part of CAO's professional activity. The duties will also include selecting and recommending studying materials adapted for the certain level and program. Designing class time and scheduling are among the activities that the CAO will also be occupied with. Major duties also include overall control and supervision. We have a certain belief that Chief Academic Officer should possess certain qualities such as responsibility, reliability, and great knowledge of the work. Academic Director has to be a top-level educational professional with vast experience and success story of their professional activity. Certain level of flexibility with an eye on innovation and non-standard approach, together with highly developed skills of thinking out of the box, are the key elements of the successful candidate for the role. Now, the organization of tuition process looks quite simple and basic. First of all, it is necessary to say that the key aspect is the right configuration of the workflow during the learning process and broad involvement of the audience into mutually successful process. Classes or lessons can be conducted inside, at the center, or outside, in corporate venues. Fortunately, nowadays a lot of businesses have vacant rooms especially designed for conducting any educational activity. Regardless of the location, we realize that classes or studying venues have to be equipped technically for the learning process. This often includes boards, whiteboard or smartboard or even paperboard, audio and video equipment to enable usage of sound and video supplementary materials during the class. Internet connection with Wi-Fi is highly welcome because nowadays many supporting materials are available on the Internet. With the idea of combining traditional, conventional methods of tuition with innovative, we are offering usage of printed materials together with electronic to enable absorption of information from different sources. An important issue in this discussion is the content of our educational services. Here we are offering a range of subjects and disciplines within which we are about to deliver competencies and build skills. Realizing what businesses might potentially need to activate their performance at the moment and, at the same time, focusing on trends and tendencies in the sphere of corporate training, we define the following subjects and disciplines. Foreign languages will include major languages such as English and Russian, with later expansion to several Asian languages such as Chinese and Japanese, to some other European languages such as German, French, Spanish, and Dutch. Training will include definition between general and professional courses. Nowadays, it is possible to establish a professional language program which will match the professional area in which the company operates. For example, banks and financial companies will benefit a lot from banking and financial language courses, while hotels and tourist companies will find it more attractive to set hospitality and tourism professional language programs. As a part of the language direction in our educational portfolio, we tend to focus on exam preparation and conducting. This will include certification from relevant authorities to obtain the right to conduct exams. This will enable to establish a well-reputable exam center with a vast range of examination and certification services. The non-language disciplines will include several management courses such as time management, innovation management, and change management, to name a few. To our mind, corporations can use these programs with the idea to improve their structure and daily activity, and can also benefit a lot from renovation processes that will enable joining the group of the most dynamically developing businesses. Now let's have a look at the business procedure and how it may flow if organized properly. In our opinion, the whole process will consist of 3 steps. In step 1, the CEO or business director will set an initial impulse. Then, the stage will be occupied by the CAO or academic director. Finally, the instructor will come into the class, starting delivering educational services. Let's have a look at it in a more detailed way. The major role at the first step of business procedure will be played by the CEO of the center. The activity will include initial contact with a potential customer by phone, email, or in person. It will require a talent of communication and persuasion, which together with sound informal contact can lead to a winning result at the end of the day. Business director will also discuss preliminary conditions that could be beneficial both for a company and the center. Based on this information, the CEO will come up with a proposal to a client with all relevant details included. Chief Executive Officer will also make a final decision on the tuition fee a business will be asked to pay for the service stated in the proposal. As soon as the first step is successfully done, the next step will be done by the Chief Academic Officer. On the second step, the Academic Director or CAO will start the process of tuition organization. This will include a detailed negotiations to find out which program is necessary and which outcome is being expected after completion of the course. Based on the information from the company, this will lead to testing students and placement them with appropriate group according to level and program. Together with a manager of a company, CAO will be responsible for designing the timetable for the best results and work schedule. Selection of studying materials, leveling and presentation to management of a company will also be done by the academic director of the center. The final step in business procedure will be executed by the instructor. The role will include conducting classes and delivering knowledge all over the whole process. This will come to doing tests and exams, evaluating and measuring students' progress. As a part of the innovative methods in the classroom, instructors are expected to establish audio and video projects, tasks, and assignments. The instructors will also need to complete reports on the tuition on weekly, monthly, and whole course basis. Reports will include details on methods, approaches, tests, examination, and progress evaluation documents. The best way to persuade a potential customer is to demonstrate how they may benefit receiving the expected results. These are a few ideas which, to our mind, lead to a sound list of advantages a potential customer may hope for. delivering up-to-date education and training can help for a solid base for a premier position in business for companies who tend to follow trends and stay tuned in business. Together with the highest quality, the top-level tuition process is a valuable asset in our portfolio of educational services. Exam preparation, evaluation, recommendation and certification may also be an attractive element in participating in our programs. For corporate customers, we establish flexible scheduling system that will enable adaptation of lesson time to the customer's needs and preferences. Along with success-oriented approach, programs and classes especially tailored for customers will enable designing effective and resultative scheme of tuition. In order to make a sound business investigation on chances to obtain market share, we are now to perform a SWOT analysis, trying to evaluate the chances to succeed. Analysis will include a deeper look at the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that might be hidden on the road. To our opinion, the center has great chances for success. We base our conclusions on the following factors. First of all, it is a 20-year-long professional and academic experience in various educational environments that top managers possess. It is accompanied by the success story of organizing educational center from the scratch before and experience in every aspect of its organization. Solid knowledge and information base is also one of the most important aspects of the possible victory. Administrative support from the higher educational institution, in this case the university, is highly appreciated and multiplies chances greatly. Being careful with own reputation along with reliability and flexibility are the necessary and important factors which fulfill our strengths. Top quality of educational services based on highest international standards together with result-oriented approach are the points in our portfolio of success. One of the most essential elements of its business activity is its low investment and, at the same time, high profitability. In the weaknesses section, we have to define a few points that have to be considered in a careful analysis. Newcomer position on the market may either bring some hidden dangers or hidden opportunities. Competition from already established educational organizations can be one of the factors that should not be underestimated. Establishing a well-recognized and reputable brand name may take some time. However, there is also a chance to win. Keeping in mind strengths and weaknesses, we're coming closer to opportunities that the center might face in its professional activity. Here we define certain points such as possibility to obtain a bigger and major market share. To our mind, this brings a brilliant opportunity to establish a well-recognized educational institution known for its quality and top standards. In our opinion, ICCT has a chance to become a player on the international market of educational services with major share in Antalya and Turkey. The final element in the analysis is threats that the center might face on building up a new solid base for the project. Sometimes it comes to a longer time to establish a well-known brand However, it depends on several factors, with some of them out of the control. Competition from newly established schools can also be seen as a possible threat. However, it cannot be set as a major factor. Seasonal character or short term of service delivering for some customers are also among the factors that have to be considered. Although they are important, we do not tend to overestimate them in a closer analysis of the factors which might influence centers' chances to succeed. To sum up, we have to admit that there is a certain opportunity now on the market to establish an educational institution that will focus on corporate education and training. Although it takes some time to organize and establish a well-recognized brand name, it is worth the time and efforts due to its high profitability and brilliant prospects. Several important factors such as experience, vast knowledge base, and strong commitment make chances to succeed realistic and obtainable. It contains potential to grow and expand its activity and obtain sustainable advantage. Thank you very much for your attention.